Hello, this is me doing a voiceover of my playthrough of Card Shop Simulator. It takes a little bit for me to think of a name, so be patient. I'm trying not to do anything like I've done before. I'm trying to think of what the card shop will sell. I eventually end up going with something to the effect of just cards, and that's it. Capital I, capital T, because I don't plan on doing any accessories for sale. So I am thinking at this current time of also selling the stinkers because I'm going to end up buying them anyway, so might as well have them to sell. Here I'm checking settings. Um, don't quite remember why, but just kind of checking through it all, making sure everything's cool. Um, and then of course I will buy my first packs. If you've never played this game, it's a lot of fun. Uh, I don't know if the cards are all AI or not. They certainly feel and look that way. They look super generic, but they could have also just had that time to process. And it's it's just a lot of fun. I don't really pay that much attention to the art if I'm that honest with you. I was originally only going to do one shelf because sorry about that. Also at this time I am doing a recording of uh Supermarket Simulator where there I am only doing one shelf, at least at this exact time. And then I decided, hey, why not at least at this point have a whole shelf of them going? So that is what I'm doing here. I'm filling up the shelf. That way, I don't have to worry about restocking anytime quickly because that is a struggle I'm going through with Supermarket Simulator. I am constantly having to restock. Anyway, for those of you who are new alongside with me, this is going to be a second run along series to pad out my first main series. My first main series is Dead Rising 2. Dead Rising 2 is a non family friendly type of game. Obviously, our family might be different than your family. My kid specifically is a little um shy when it comes to uh blood and guts and swearing and stuff. She's getting a little bit better about the swearing. So I open the store. I always set the price to be the dollar amount above market price, just to allow myself to make a little bit more money than what would probably be the normal. I never try to go too much because I just want the stuff sold. Obviously, any store opening is slow. I turn off card trade because I personally feel like it's a waste of time. Um, but anyway, I hope you guys will end up watching the Dead Rising series. That one, uh, is however going to be maybe the only commentary free one. I was still trying to figure out a setup as far as the microphone is concerned. I decided that this might be the best setup, having it like this. Uh, I currently have a table with the microphone in front of me, and I'm watching the video along with you. In the future, I might do live commentary where I am not just doing a voiceover. I'm also hoping to get my wife included, maybe be a little bit less boring, a little more interactive that way. She has not been much of a gamer in the past. She started playing. She plays this game, and she'll play a game called Palea, and sometimes she'll play Sims. Sometimes she'll play Animal Crossing. She's expanded her horizons. Her and I played It Takes Two together back in 2020, and that was a truthfully magical moment with us. It just looked eerily similar. So yeah, I frequent a couple card shops actually. I go to one every Wednesday and a different one every Sunday to play a game called Locana. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people have heard of Magic the Gathering. It's a lot like that, but it's Disney based. If you're looking for a new physical hobby, I always highly recommend it. My family's kind of all involved in it. My wife will help open packs because she loves the art and she loves Disney, but she doesn't really care for the strategy of the trading card game itself. My kid's also kind of on that spectrum, but she'll play with me. She'll have me make the decks, and then she'll learn the decks. When I make decks, I try to make fun decks usually. This current set, I went ahead and did what's called net decking, where you look up a deck and you make a deck off of that. Or in my case, to the best of my ability, I don't have all the cards that most of the decks want me to have because I spend nearly as much as most people. So here I'm opening up packs. This is kind of what it looks like. You have 8 packs, and each pack has 8 cards in it. Or, maybe it looks like 7. My bad. But you can grab 8. I was thinking it was 8 because later on when you buy a card display table for you to sell symbols, you can hold up to 8 there. I have played this game basically to completion. My store is like fully upgraded. It was actually a lot of fun getting there. I'm kind of seeing if I can't get there again. Um, I got really lucky really early on. I got a couple of God packs really early on. For those of you who don't know what God packs are, it's where you get like a whole bunch of rares in a pack. So here I'm just kind of vibing, waiting for more customers. It's always slow at the beginning. Later on, it gets crazy. Later on, you'll have just a whole bunch of customers just waiting for you to open up, and they just all come in all by yourself real quickly. It's always chaotic. But I always wait. I always wait until as long as I can to buy any employees, just because otherwise I feel like I would be too bored doing basically nothing at this point. Over there you see I bought a table where that guy's sitting. Uh, the game has it where it charges them by the hour to play their game. I don't know if that is based off of some sort of reality or if it's like when you go to a store and they have a tournament, you should get to pay to play the tournament or whatever. I don't know if it's based on that maybe, but I would not go to card shops that charge me by the hour just to play with my friends. That'd be insane. I mean, it never told us how to be very much. See, I got $4.20 each from those people, and it only charges them during their actual playtime, not just sitting there. Um, I've also I buy booster boxes. I would never buy this many singles. That's insane to me. Or single individual packs. Here I'm moving the counter because this is the best way to get people to stop being behind the counter, and it gives me the most visibility of who's coming in and shopping at my store. My current task, as you can see, is to let them play. Um, I kind of that it's so passive. It takes such a long time at this point because you only can really afford one or two tables. I'm currently trying to do this thing where I have if I will have one table for every shelf I have. There I have one shelf. I'm going to end up having one of these card tables. Uh, these card tables are the best way to make money, in my opinion. I I'm thinking in the future of this shop, I might be a shop that only deals in singles because it's eventually you'll get into this rhythm where you're just opening packs and you open so many packs and you have all these high cost singles uh and they just go for so much. It truly is unrealistic and how often you'll get cards out of a pack that's worth more than the pack itself. But it's a game, so it has to, right? So in the meantime, while I'm setting prices here, because you do each each card and each rarity of its card, because there's full art, there's hot foils, there's full art, foil art. It's really quite lucrative. So each individual type of card has its own price. So you have to set the price individually for each card. I always just kind of do market price rounded up, kind of like the packs. I know you could really kind of uh rake them over, but it's just this is the best option for me. So here I'm buying uh bundles. Uh, bundles come automatically with the amount of packs that you can hold to open. So you can just pick up a bundle, open it, and then open those packs. And it's the same thing that if you just pull the packs off the shelf. It's how I end up doing it, especially in the early. Oh, see, I made a mistake there. I did not set the price. So that one guy just got the box for the very low price of 16.47 there, as opposed to how much it's actually worth. You'll see me be a little confused here by needing to do change. It's not that I don't know how to do change. It's just so much easier to just deal with those. I can go faster and stuff because my brain thinks I have to do the correct change, like I was at an actual cashier, even though you don't. You'll end up seeing me do it where I give them a whole bunch of dollar bills. Sometimes I'm feeling particularly obnoxious, and I'll give them a whole bunch of pennies. It's kind of fun to just kind of play with it. It's kind of fun watching the stacks build up. So here, the ones with the double, buying one of those is here perfectly fits two shelves. Later on, you can get larger shelves where those double things it perfectly fits in one section of those double shelves. Those double shelves are also extra wide, so they hold more. I really strongly suggest going with that route as fast as possible. I just learned on my computer that I need to move my mouse every once in a while, or else the computer will go to sleep. So that's good to know. Um, so I will be doing that in the future. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on so far. It's getting closer to the end of the day. The day ends at 9 p.m., I believe. I don't know why I felt like I needed to test to make sure the lights were on. I think that's what I was doing, or maybe I was just being obnoxious. I don't know. And customers will come in after technically stores not open because your open side's still there. But after a while, they just stopped coming in general because everyone just kind of is programmed to go back to their house. Um. So yeah. Uh. We're coming to the end of the first day. I have these recorded where you'll end up seeing me like kind of close out each day because that's how I was doing it. I'm currently editing this video to mash together an hour plus of content because it wasn't quite there before. So it's kind of looking like it's going in an hour and 20 minutes for this episode. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching with me. I think I do keep with my tradition of a pack. Oh, I did not. After today, I end up doing a pack and a bunch of packs at the beginning and a bunch of packs at the end, and go forward. But yep, this is me saving. That's my other shop. Other two names I gave my shop. There towards the end. Um, but yeah, you can kind of see how successful it was there. I don't think I'll be that lucky here. Yep, and this is me kind of closing out after recording. Um, but like I said, I have all these videos together, so I will be doing additional. Sorry for any blank space in between. I'm still learning how to edit that out. Um, will probably be better, or I'm hoping to be better in the future. Um, oh, I remembered that I well, didn't hit record yet, so this is I've already kind of started my day. I started opening packs. Um, like I said, I'm new to this. This is early me. Sorry for any hiccups. Please be kind as you watch these. So I've learned through other content creators that that's not a thing. Hell, I've even learned from making posts and Reddit and no, I haven't made any TikToks yet, but I've learned that not everyone's nice. Um, but I'm hoping to $96. I think that's the card in particular that's like, you know what, I'm gonna start grading right off the bat. So starting today, I grade one card a day, or one bunch of cards, not one card a day. You can send 8 cards per time that you send. Ooh, yep, this was a really good bunch of packs. I ended up grading these cards. To grade them, you just go here, and yep, you can pick up to 8. There are different tiers of priority that you send them because this is a new shop. I keep it at the value, which is cheapest. You can see there it's $10 a card. Um, but I highly recommend grading your cards. You can you kind of roll the dice, and it will grade it from 10 to 1. Obviously, the goal is to get the tens, but um, if you also run the risk of it becoming back as a 1, and then it lowers the price for you. But if you get like a 10, it like greatly increases the price, and it's such a good idea to grade early and often. Here I'm forgetting that you can only move one at a time. So yeah, if you guys are interested on my Dead Rising playthrough, I do something I've never really done before. I never really do much of the new game pluses. I always end up making a new game. For me, that's kind of the fun of it. But I saw that I had to play um, this one file so often. Dead Rising's about the only one where I've done the new game pluses, and I did this one file so often that he was level cap. He had $7 million. So, oh, that's me pointing out the sign saying, because I noticed that in the middle of my last playthrough with this. Anyway, I wanted to play kind of as close to on easy mode as possible because I have all the upgrades. I'm as strong as possible. I know how to make all the different items. I end up sticking to the spike bat, which you're taught really early on anyway, just because it's so easy to come across. Every time you're leaving the main base, you can basically make two spike bats every time you leave. So it's just super easy, and it's a really good weapon. As you'll see watching through my playthrough of it, I end up um, getting through most of the game with just that alone. Another slow day in the card shop. I'm doing pretty well money wise. Sorry about that. Um, I'm just responding to that one. I asked a friend earlier for a favor, and he was responding. Um, I will wait to respond anymore to just later. It's fine. I'm doing this. I'm playing the feud. So, oh, there's a stinky customer. I guess I don't do anything right away, but you can end up going where you buy cards. You can end up buying a spray that you can just spray them with and it'll get rid of the stink. I don't show it anytime soon. Maybe when I start recording my new days, I will show how your store gets rated. And one of the complaints you will often see is how bad your store stinks, and it's always because of these guys. So, a little bit about myself. I'm 36. I live in Central Illinois. I uh usually at this time am a DoorDasher, but at this exact time my car is kind of broke down and we're trying to get it fixed. This has been a dream of mine for many years now. I tried doing this before, but the computer I was doing um just wasn't doing it well enough. Um, so but for Christmas and my birthday, my wife got me this really awesome computer that is it just does everything better. The other computer, it did things. It was an ordinary computer, but it was built weirdly and overheats pretty easily. I play this game a lot on it. It would play kind of the lower tier games. I could also play like Borderlands 3 on it and Diablo 4. So it's not like it couldn't do anything. But the huge sticking point was it would not do Borderlands 4 on it without overheating. And funny enough, it also wouldn't do Hearthstone. Hearthstone made it crash out. Watching YouTube videos made it crash out. I don't fully understand why or what was going on. But it was just weird. I'm hoping to kind of expand on that in the future. I still have it. I plan on trying to sell it sometime soon at a very big discount. I spent about $2,000 on it. I plan on selling it for about 750. Maybe someone who's a little bit smarter with computers can make it work for them optimally. So here I'm just waiting on more customers. A little bit more about me. I love playing games. Um, I I watch a lot of Game Grumps. I'm not going to try and recreate what they have, but I'm hoping to be able to have a channel one day where it's me and another person because I know I can be quite boring by myself. I'm not very confident on my own, but um, yeah, I plan on doing kind of a wide range here with my content. I thought about doing some Hearthstone, seeing if anyone likes that. Uh, some older games. I am learning that some of the older games on my Steam library are kind of hard to play on here. I was going to try and do um, Bully, the scholarship edition, but no, actually I think I ended up solving that problem. I ended up getting Bully to work, but it was kind of hard. Fable 3 wasn't wanting to run on here, and when I was looking up fixes, I found 5 different ways to fix it, and I'm not confident enough in any of them that any of them will work. But I would really love to play Fable for the channel. It's one of my favorite series. At some point, I plan on getting one of those devices that let me record my consoles because I'm a huge Zelda fan. So, and it's kind of a goal of mine in 2026 to play through all of the Zelda games. But if I can do that for the channel, that would be great. Um, because games like Tears of the Kingdom, I played once and I was done. But I played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. I maxed out everything in it. Which, if you've never played Tears of the Kingdom, it was quite a lot, and I was using glitches. And I understand that a lot of those glitches have been fixed. So yeah, just nuts. Um, but yeah, we're making a pretty good amount of money. I think here pretty soon I end up being able to get the next. Oh, I see it now. I didn't see it then. I don't have any stuff on my shelf. I don't. I did not see that, and I'm kind of sitting here wondering why is it taking so long for customers to happen? Why is no one buying anything? I oops. So so sorry about this. I think I was a little distracted. Um, but yeah, I see it now. Um, very clearly. And hopefully I'm looking up. Hopefully I'm looking at the screen and seeing the guy looking at the shelf. And maybe I am, and I'm just not observant when I'm playing this. But yeah, it's to me it's funny seeing because I remember thinking, oh crap, I don't have any products on the shelf. Yep, that guy's looking at it. He's not seeing anything. He's not finding anything. I feel like such an idiot. Um, but it's good to laugh at yourself, and that's what this is. I'm fully aware that I'm not perfect, but yeah, no products on the shelf. When no one's buying anything, is why it's such a slow day. So much slower when people aren't able to buy anything. I think all I'm focused on right now is the fact that I have cards on my card table. Why are no one buying those? I wonder who. But when it finally clicks for this playthrough, I feel so silly. No, no, it wasn't him. Not him. Not yet, at least. I remember it being dark when I realized. I remember it. I think it's like 7, 8 o'clock. I finally clicks with me. Oh crap! Um, I don't have any product to sell. Nope, one card. One card. Yeah, I'm clearly not paying much attention. Clearly distracted. I think I was on my phone because I was just waiting for people to buy stuff and just not paying attention. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, I do get better. I get a lot better. I think this was a lesson learned here. Those guys leave. Again, not paying much attention. I'm so sorry about this. It does though. It does become a lesson learned. Here, I'm pretty sure I'm playing some kind of game on my phone or something while waiting for stuff to happen. No, buying cards. I also end up noticing a couple times. Um, I don't have a way to point it out now, but they will go over to that wall to the left there and just stare at it and then shake their head. And I don't know. I think that you do end up seeing me at some point by clicking on the cash register to turn on card trade, thinking maybe that's the problem. But it could also be that they were looking for a particular product and not finding it. And yep, here's me realizing, oh crap, I don't have products. I'm also realizing that it said they won't buy cards that the prices aren't set, which I think is good on them because others would have been free for them. They're here on buying products like the idiot I was. I'm kind of embarrassed, but at the same time, I remember it being a lesson learned. I pay a lot more attention in all of this. I guess that's could also be a benefit of having someone who plays with me when I do this. If my wife would have noticed. My wife would have been yelling at me the whole time. Um, oh, and this guy just instantly buys like all of the bundles. Jeez, it's like it was programmed that the store needed to sell that many bundles in a day, and he was going to make sure it happened. In the day, those guys in the shop. Um, you'll often see a lot of at least 2 or 3 customers come in after 9 o'clock. Um, you'll also see. So if you get ever getting like this, you'll see me kind of do it. You won't see me press the button. If you get people who sit at your table and no one else joins them, they will sit there indefinitely until you close the door. Or if you go up to them, you can hit Q, and it will kick them out of the seat because it's like you're trying to pick up the table, and they will move out of the table, and then it will like register, oh hey, it's closing time, and they will leave. So that's a little uh tip there for if you ever end up playing this game. It's it's a lot of fun. As your store develops, you can buy what kind of looks like ATM machine that you can load it up with packs, and they will open the pack for you. I did a lot of that in my last playthrough. In my last playthrough there, then especially trying to complete my collection, I was opening something like, I don't know, like, well, I had 10 of them. Each one took 2 boxes, so 20 boxes of cards a day of the 64 card box. But yeah, I try to do it where I start by opening up a bunch of packs, and then I end by opening a bunch of packs, and my wind down. um, but yeah, I'm married with 1 kid, and it's staying that way. She's 11, and she currently having a friend over. It was supposed to happen last week on her birthday, but we got a huge snowfall, so it didn't happen. So it's kind of like a belated birthday weekend for her. Uh, Beginning of the day, open the pack, um, and then I will just pick the top cards of the collection, and that will be what I stand forward. Um, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Sorry, I wanted to. Like I said, every Wednesday and Sunday I go to a card shop, and today's Sunday when I'm recording this voiceover. And that usually happens here in 3 hours. With the car shop being, or with the car having its issues, I'm relying on rides, and I try to do some kind of like roll call on whether or not I'm going to be there. And so I'm relying on 2 different people for rides. Um, and both of them has said that they're not going to be there. And even though those two plus me equals up 75% of the people who regularly show, I still went ahead and said I'm not going to be there today. Because there's that, that fourth person who would probably maybe still show, even though it's just me. Um, so here I'm. I sent some cards out to be stolen, and then I didn't. I thought it. My bad. I'm sorry. Uh, Another interesting thing to kind of point out you can see there in the bottom, it'll tell you how much value you have in that folder. You can see that value going down as I'm putting these cards in there. That's kind of a fun thing to keep track of. Um, but yeah, uh, 36, married, wife, daughter, one. My wife is a teacher for early childhood teacher. Uh, she loves her job and she's very adamant and very into her job. Um, I adore her so much for how passionate she is about teaching and, in particular, teaching these young kids. She's been doing it for our entire relationship. Like when we got together, she had just gotten hired for a daycare center. Where I guess there she didn't start out as a teacher. She started out. Okay, I did notice. Uh, but still has been working in early childhood development my entire relationship with her. She's just so passionate. She's one of those teachers who you want to be your teacher. You're not being obnoxious to them all ones. I think I did it where a day I gave them as many ones as I could, and then I did as many fives as I could, and so on and so forth. I think I ended up getting bored of it after a while though. So this is day three. Um, you can kind of see how it's picking up. I got kind of like a customer flow there for right off the bat. People playing cards, people buying cards. People came in as soon as I opened. But if I can get this channel to go off, that would be currently one of three dream jobs for me. There's a card shop here in town, or there's two card shops here in town, and working for either one of them would honestly be a dream job. Um, there would be one I'd be selling for, and I don't want to say something that loud. Because there is a favorite, but both of them are great card shops. I like that. I kind of, without saying names of card shops or people involved, I kind of want to praise both of them because both of them have done things in favor of me that were above and beyond what I think most people would expect from a card shop. So, um, the one um, I was on my way to when my car broke down, and um, it not only offered to cover the cost of the towing, it allowed me to have my car there on its lot while I looked for a place for me to take it. And they have a guy who's an ex diesel mechanic there who was willing to take a look at it, see if they couldn't help figure out what happened with my car. So that was pretty cool. And um, they're also willing to allow me to set up a donation jar in search of uh, in search of getting donations to help fix the car. So that's really cool. Um, and then the other one in my time of need allowed me to trade in some old magic cards and make it really. The original deal was $200, but they allowed me to do some kind of combination of store credit versus cash, got a really good birthday gift for my kid that the grand total was $240. Right. You might notice a complete change of topic here, but I had to pause. My kid wanted to come out and eat in the living room. It was just easier for me to pause to let her and her friend do that. So sorry if I completely lost track of what I was talking about before. All the while. So these earlier stages kind of suck because you're trying to keep up with inventory. I mean, I think I can buy one now, but you can buy storage racks, and they, unlike Supermarket Simulator, they can go anywhere because you can buy an additional room here where that door is, but it does not have to be used for storage. It could just be an extension of your store. Um, but I'm waiting to do anything like that until I can get the large ones because those to me are the best. Sorry about that. I accidentally knocked over the mic. So today must be Singles Day. Just something I do to try and change it up a little bit. Poor guy's gonna be sitting by himself for a little bit, but that's alright. He'll live. I thought maybe the game paused there for a second to see any movement whatsoever. Just a nice slow day. So anyway, if you play this game, what's your play style? That's something I'd be interested in hearing. I'd also be interested in seeing your store build at any stage. At this stage, at middle, later on, when you have everything unlocked, the whole 9 yards. Just just overly curious about how you go about playing this game. Um, because my wife tends to have her employees do all the work, and she'll just restock, and she'll just play games on her phone or browse the phone or whatever while the game plays for her. I like a more hands-on approach. So, like I said before, I don't tend to buy employees until much later on. So obnoxious. um, if you have any games like this that you would suggest that you don't see me making content for, let me know. I'm all I find these shop things to be relaxing, except for gas station simulator. That game is nothing but chaos at all times. Which is also like that's a game I've also recently played through and basically unlocked and did all the themes for that I could probably make a series about too. Because honestly, I thought it was one of those games that was never going to end, but it does kind of have like a stale moment with towards the end where you're just accruing more money. It's getting kind of towards. It's only about 5 o'clock. It's not getting towards the end of the day. Oh, there we go. Lights are on. Just the one card for this guy. It is kind of interesting seeing how the different games do their things differently. I think this is the best game for how they manage inventory. Just all around, I kind of really appreciate how this game does most things. How it handles customers, everything. It's super easy, super laid back. Kind of wondering what I'm doing here instead of paying attention. Sorry about that, but um, I'm open to trying most games. You probably won't see me do too many Souls like games. My my brain just doesn't comprehend the whole idea of where to go in those games. It's not, to me, never very straightforward. And that I think I tried that crab one. I think that one was the most direct with, hey, you need to go here and you need to do this, which I kind of need. But I'm also not very good at the difficulty of it all. But I might end up trying that game again sometime soon. Who knows? And I have Elden Ring on Steam, and I remember playing that game with a couple of friends I had at the time, and really enjoying it. Um, uh, I used to play a game called Talisman with one of them. Like, I guess both of them, but mainly just the one. And so that's a game I really enjoy. I have I got a physical copy recently. I got lucky enough. Um, at the time of the recording, the a new TCG had come out for League of Legends called Riftbound, which at this time is very hard to find cards for. And I had gotten lucky and had found 3 or 4 starter decks at Walmart, and each starter deck comes with a pack, and in those packs I found a card worth 60 some dollars that I took to one of the card shops and did a trade for the physical copy of Talisman that I'm looking forward to being able to play sometime with friends and family. Um, for those of you who don't know what Talisman is, it's a board game that there's digital versions of that. The board itself has the outer region, the inner region, and then the middle region. Um, and you pick a class, you have a starting location, and then it's kind of like a watered down Dungeons and Dragons, where the class you pick has certain attributes and advantages and stuff, and you're rolling dice to move your pieces around, and you have random encounters, and you're trying to build up your strength to make it to the middle. In order to beat the game, you have to earn a talisman through a quest, or you can randomly find one and uh, you get to the middle, and there's a few different ways the game can end. Um, it can either just end by you getting to the middle and then you win. There's an option in which there's a boss in the middle that you have to defeat. There's So everyone has life points, and you can roll dice, and there's actually 2 variations of this. One where you roll dice, and if you roll one, everyone loses 1 health. Or if you roll a, there's one where if you like roll a one, everyone loses health. Or if you roll a 6, um, you lose a health. So there's lots of different variations there, to pick from and do. It's all kind of fun, kind of play how you want. Um, I might do an episode to kind of showcase that a little bit. So I have the older version. They made some updates to the rule and came out with like a new digital version. I only have the older version, but it's a lot of the same stuff. They don't change it to like where it's a completely different game. It's just makes it more streamlined, makes it make more sense. I believe they listen to player feedback of, oh hey, this is the experience I've been having. It would be better if this is what happens. Going to open up some more packs for the end of the day. Um, and then we'll start another new day. Uh, I believe this first episode is for game days. So we're nearing the end of this playthrough of this set, I should say. I might also change it to, instead of recording one day at a time, do what I did with Dead Rising, record for an hour at a time, and if I'm in the middle of a day at that hour point, go ahead and finish off the day. But that's only because I know later on my post day routine and my pre day routine can get kind of lengthy as the store matures and gets to its higher level stuff. I see in their roadmap that they're making a playable TCG for this game. I'm kind of interested in seeing how it works because they already have like all these stats and, for lack of a better words, battle cries and stuff like that. I've been interested to see how it fleshes out. Do any of you guys have a favorite trading card game? Um, or had a trading card game that you really enjoy? I always like talking about some of the more unique ones that have come across that we've played. Wizards of the Coast had this like Heka home one where the cards were let me Google it real quick. Heka home. They were sorry, 5-sided cards, and at the point was kind of see through, and you would play them. It's kind of like a darker setting, kind of like a Cthulhu based game. You were trying to destroy the world. That was kind of the more interesting of the ones. There was also a like Christian Magic the Gathering um one. I used to have a lot of ties to Christianity. I used to want to be a pastor myself. That sort of idea. I no longer do. I'm no longer identify as a Christian, agnostic, atheist. Be a jerk about so type of person because I very firmly believe that there is no right religion. Everyone's allowed to believe what they want, and I'm cool with that. Um, but I used to, like I said, this was. I don't remember how we came across this. I don't know if this was. Because my family is never, you can't do that, that's the devil type of family. But I think it might have been honestly, I don't remember anything about what it might have become. I don't even remember what it's called. Trying to call the Google on. Oh, Redemption. That's right. Yeah, it was called Redemption, and it kind of looks like it might still be a thing, or if this is just an old website that never got taken down. That's also a possibility. But that was, I mean, it was fun. This is all from memory at this point, but you had like this character who was holding him up with armor of God, sword of truth, and blah 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 like that. And I don't really remember what you would do with him though. I don't know if it was kind of like Locana where you would just quest and spread the word, or if you were like going up against something. I really don't remember much about it outside of it was very Christian based and kind of cheesy. It was kind of even cheesy for me at the time as like a super Christian church every Sunday sort of deal. Uh, but I grew up with Magic the Gathering, grew up with Pokemon. I had friends who played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I just could not wrap my head around any of it. None of it made sense to me. It always felt like anytime my friends were trying to explain the game to me, they were just making up rules as they went. It's kind of how it felt to me, at least. So Yu-Gi-Oh was out for me. And like I said, I'm very much into Lorcana at this point. It's a very easy to learn, family friendly. The community as a whole seems to be very friendly. I don't have any complaints about the community. There's been like of the 4 set champs I've been part of, because I got into it kind of late. I got into it during the 4th set, which was Ursula's Revenge or whatever. Um, of the 5 set champions I've been to, I've only had complaints about the one, where I felt like technically what happened was allowed, but it was crappy to do sort of situation, which was people would purposely have their games come to a draw without playing their games, and therefore if they didn't lose. For those of you who don't know what their scoring ended up being better than mine, even though I played all my games versions of, and I technically had more wins. That the board itself has losses, the outer region, the inner region, and then the middle. Stupid. I didn't appreciate it. I talked to my card shop and said that you pick a class, you have a starting location, and then it's that to play out your game, watered down Dungeons and Dragons, in order the class you pick has certain attributes and advantages and stuff. And you're the one dies to move your pieces around. As many people showed up as counter, and you're trying to build up your strength to make it to the middle. In fact, in order to beat the game, you have to everyone who showed earn a talisman through a class aid, and got like you can randomly find promo card and stuff, and you get to the middle, and I could just once win. There's a few different ways the game can end. That's the dream at this point. It can either just end by you getting to the middle. That's where down the line. There's an option in which I'm also curious about if any of you play any of these kinds of in the middle simulators. If there's one that you particularly enjoy. I played this one. I played so everyone has life points, and there's a you can roll dice. And there's actually 2 variations on 9, which is one where you roll dice, and if you roll like a 1, everyone loses 1 idea. This kind of play style, or if you roll a 12 for Empire, There's one where if you like roll a one, I have a demo that I played health, or that was book store you similar that so there's lots of different variations. Had some interesting takes on something. Yeah, that girl picked home and do more or less stared at the wall, shook her head, and then walked away. I played how you won what that was about. Anyway, I might do an episode to kind of showcase that a little bit. The biggest drawback I have, so I have the older version. They made some. They're trying to open up the one. I don't leave it open because it doesn't take me the older for very long to remember. Oh wait, I hate that. It's a lot of the same. They don't change it to like where it's completely. So I end up closing it pretty much right away. Makes it more streamlined. Decide no, I don't want to deal with it more because it's just such a pain. You get people who come in feedback of hey, and they'll want the experience I've been having. What they'll do is they'll either try to sell you the one card and go to open up buy it and try to make money off of it because sometimes what they're asking for is less than what it's worth. And then or they'll want your trade or start another new day cards. And to me, it's just not worth it. I believe this first episode is. But the biggest drawback I have with game day store one is so we're nearing the end of this playthrough. I'm making up numbers here. I don't really remember exact numbers. But let's say your shelf can hold of this 15 I should say books on it. You'll get boxes of like I might also change it to instead of recording 8 or 9 at a time, and so you'll do what I did. Extra box, and you get storage right away. Once you get storage, it's not so bad at a time. And if I'm in the middle of a day, you get storage, it kind of runs like go ahead and finish off the day. But it's kind of frustrating there at the beginning. That's the only biggest I know. And then and my books are the only problem though. You can sell routine in the demo. You get to bookmarks, which I think have a link me at the store. You get pictures and get used books, which is an interesting higher level concept. That's used books kind of operates kind of like opening packs. You open this box of used books, and you'll get a chance for like a autographed one. I see in their roadmap that I once got basically a playable riddle TCG for this game. Those more legendary books. I'm kind of interested in seeing how it works for your shop because they already have like all these stats and it's interesting. For like a bear words battle cries and, they kind of really requires having employees right off the bat. Because you're these people. Do you any of you have a favorite trading card game? It's almost or had a trading card game that you really enjoy. But that was one I was like talking about some of the more unique ones that have come across that we've further down the line. Played this magical world of books. Wizards of the Coast had this like Hecka that was home like one where the cards were storage unit similar. Oh, hang on, let me Google it real quick. That one got kind of boring really quickly, though. At least the demo did, and I don't know if maybe having the actual game would make it better. I don't know. I don't even think I necessarily even finished out the demo. I got so bored so quickly with that one. 5-sided cards, and but that one kind of goes how you would think you go to this see through, and you would play them. It's kind of like a darker side, and then pay the bills. So you're just buying out the storage unit, and you have chances of finding treasure. And it was kind of the more where you're scanning tools, only scan so many things, and you're fixing tools. It was also a like and stuff like that. And it's just Christian matches. I see where the game. I saw where the game loop was pretty early on, and it kind of. One, I used to have a lot of ties to Christianity. I used to want to be a pastor myself. One that my wife and I are planning on trying is the Power Watch no longer do, and no longer the sequel specifically. That one did co-op. Agnostic atheist. try not to be a
But I
jerk
remember
about.
trying
So
the first one,
type
and
of person.
I found it kind of
Because I
boring.
very firmly
But there was
believe that there is no
a car wash thing in
right
the
religion. Everyone's
gas
allowed to
station
believe what they
similar to
want,
that.
and I'm
With the
cool
same
with
idea.
cool
And
with
I
that.
kind of enjoyed that. I kind of also still found it frustrating.
But I used
I did the digging hole one. That one's
I don't remember
okay.
how we came in contact. I don't know if this
There's a leave it alone.
this
Which
that
was
one is
you
never you
raking
can't
leaves
do
and
that. That's
stuff.
the devil. Type of thing.
That one, and the
But
digging
I
a hole
think it
one
might
is
have
almost like
been
the same
something that my uncle
concept.
tried to get me and my brother into because like, oh, you play
Same
magic
cycle, if you will.
here's a Christian version of that
Where you're
we
doing
only
this
had
thing
to do
and
that.
you do it. It's like
Like
this
I don't.
silly.
I'll say I
The
don't remember thinking
digging
about
hole
what it
one.
might have
Spoiler alert.
give
A little bit of a pause. Is
I don't even remember what it's called.
you're trying to find
I'm trying to
treasure,
pop a
and I don't know what
Google
I'm doing
on.
here.
Oh,
I
Redemption.
think I got
That's what it was.
distracted or I got asked to
And it
do
was called
something and I just
Redemption.
forgot to stop recording.
And
If I'm being honest,
but
but
like it looks like
you're digging for treasure. You're trying to find this particular treasure under
and it
your
looks like
house.
it might still be a thing.
And once you basically
Or
get
if this is just
to a
an old
certain point,
website
you're
that never
down there
got
with
taken
mole
down.
people
That's
or
also a
mole
possibility.
monsters, and you find the treasure. But then you
I mean, it
end
was
up
fun.
being
You
eaten
had
by the mole monsters.
this is all from memory at this point, but you had like
And
this character, and you would
to
hold
leave
up
it alone,
armor of God and the sword of truth, and
you
blah 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 like that.
ultimately are trying
And
to open the secret entrance.
I don't really remember what you would do with
And
them though. I don't.
and once you're down there, you
I don't
find
know if
out
it's kind
that
of
you're
like
just a
Volcano where
science
you would just
experiment.
quest and spread the word, or if you were like going up
Kind of on the
against
sailor end of things.
something.
I really
Whatever
don't
at this
remember
point, right? Much about it outside of it was very Christian based, and I am really sorry
kind
about
of
this. I don't
cheesy.
know
It was
what I was
kind of
doing.
even cheesy for me at the time.
I will
I feel
learn
like it's
how
super
to edit out
Christian.
these things. I think this church every Sunday sort of deal.
Software I'm using
Would allow me to do that. I will do that for sure in the next
grew
up with Pokemon episode. I'm really sure
I've
about
been
this.
to play Yu-Gi-Oh,
I
but
didn't
I
realize
just
I had
done
not
this
wrap my head
for this long.
around any of it.
And there we go. I'm
It always
so
felt
sorry
like
about that.
anytime my friends were trying to explain the game to me, they were just making up rules as they went. It's kind of how it felt.
So I'm open to suggestions for that. I'm open to suggestions for
Yu-Gi-Oh was
games.
out for me.
I plan on trying to get the
thing
very
that
much
allows
into
me
Volcano at this
to
point.
it's a very easy to
Record
learn
consoles
family
really early
friendly
on in my
channel.
the community as a whole.
That way I
seems
can
to be
do
very friendly.
I don't have
Some
any. I don't have any
some of these
complaints
older games I have on the
about the
computer,
community.
I have on the Xbox, and they
It's
run
been
on the Xbox
like
just fine.
of
Like the Fable game, for example.
so
That's
something I really want to do for the channel. It's the Fable series.
I've been part of. Such
I got
an
into it kind
underrated
of late.
series.
I got into it during
That I think if it
the
just got more
set,
love,
which was
it would
Ursula's Revenge,
it would
or
be
whatever.
awesome.
Very, very much so. Because it has some
Of the 5 set
parts
champions
of it that are
I've only
just
had complaints about
not
the one
necessarily
where I felt
it's
like
done in a way
technically
that
what happened was
I wouldn't
allowed,
have to
but it was
my kid
crappy
die.
to do sort of situation.
I'm not gonna have to explain some things
Which was
because
people would purposely have
in
their
the
games
game,
come to a draw without
but
playing their
you don't
games,
actually see it. It's
and
just
therefore
heavily
if they
implied,
lose,
and there are condoms
and
involved.
somehow their scoring
And all the
ended up being better
consequences
than
of
mine,
wearing
even
or
though
not
I played
wearing
all my
condoms are
games,
also involved.
and I technically had more wins.
But it's done in such a
I always had more
weird
losses,
way
which
where
frustrates me.
it's not offensive. It was stupid. I didn't appreciate it.
I
I
talked
remember
to
playing this game around my kid
at
at a very young age.
first
And
job,
it was just so whatever. He'll make it a rule.
And it has the combat.
It has all these like
to play out your game
more
or
adult themes to it, but it's done in such
in
a way
order
that it's just
to participate.
so whatever that but the one after that
more kid friendly, even though
not
I think the game
as
either
many
rated
people
T
showed up and it wasn't
or
as
M,
much of a problem.
but
But it's one of those where I don't fully understand why it's T or M. In fact, only only 8 people showed up, so everyone who showed up qualified to be like
Besides
the final 8
simply
and
just
got
having
like the
these more
graphic card
adult
and stuff.
themes in it.
But if I could just once win that champ, that'd be.
But yeah, I
That's
very
the
much
reason
look
forward.
forward
But
to
that's
doing that
that's
for the
further down
show.
the line. I'm also curious
I look
about
forward to doing all
if
these
any of
different
you play any of these
workshops
kind of
on
store
a
simulators.
show
If there's
where
one that you
even
particularly
I could be like,
enjoy,
oh, this is what it looks
I
like
played
in the
this
beginning.
one. I
This
played
is all the
Supermarket
struggles that I
Simulator.
made it
I
to
played
make it
Gas Station
to the
Simulator.
end, and
I
all
played
that.
Schedule 9, which is
Um,
deals with drugs
because
and
these things,
stuff. That's kind of this kind of
these are
idea,
a
this kind of
comfort
lifestyle,
for me,
grow your empire.
where I could probably do
I have a
these and
demo that I
have do
played
these things
that
all
was
day
bookstore
and not really get very
similar
bored of
that
it
had
because
some interesting takes on
it's
some things.
just,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that girl
so relaxing.
more or less stared
These
at the
are
wall,
go-to things
shook
for
her
me.
head, and then walked away. And I couldn't quite
I
figure out
also
what
plan
that
on
was about.
doing. I've tried to put
Anyway,
a lot of thought into
the
this.
Bookstore Awards kind of
I
has an
want to do
interesting take.
Dreamlight Valley.
The biggest drawback I have, I opened up
And
the thing.
full disclosure, that
To try
game
and
is
open
sometimes
up.
hard for me to
I
do
don't leave it open because it doesn't take me
without cheating.
very long to remember. Oh wait,
Because
I
at
hate
least
that.
at the beginning of the game, it's so slow, and you want those
So I end up closing pretty much right away.
characters that
Yep.
you love in the door to
Just
right off the
no,
bat.
I don't want to
So
deal
the
with
ones
it.
that they give
It's
you,
just such a pain.
you
Because,
get
spoiler
people
alert,
who come in
and
don't really care for the characters that you
they'll
get at the beginning of the game.
want to. What they'll do is
Say
they'll
for
either
instance,
sell
a
you the
huge
one
Mickey Mouse
card,
fan.
and you could buy it and try to make money off of it. Because sometimes what they're asking for is less than what it's worth.
Comfortable with
Or they'll want to trade.
Oh boy,
cards
on here, but I did it anyway.
To me, it's just not worth it.
I also have a joke I like telling that we've
But
all
the biggest
done,
drawback I have with the Brickstore one
that's
is
not
so
super
you'll get
kid
a
friendly.
box. Well, I'm making up numbers here. I don't really remember exact numbers.
But
let's say
doing
your
stuff
shelf
like that,
can
I'm
hold
so scared because I've heard
15
such horror stories from
Disney
and how they handle
books on it.
people doing
You'll get
their products
boxes
in
of
a
like
public thing. So I don't want to
8
them
or
cancel
9.
me. You know what I mean?
And so you'll just have this extra box,
but
and you don't get storage.
I'm
right
looking
away.
forward to
Once you get storage,
I'm
it's
hoping it
not
blossoms.
so bad.
I'm hoping it becomes a thing. I hope
Once you get
I
storage,
hope
it's kind of
I can not only get confident with myself that
but it's
I don't feel like I'm
frustrating there at the
rambling.
beginning.
I hope
And
I
then,
can be entertaining
and books aren't the only
and
problem.
have fun
So
with you guys.
you can
I'm looking
tell.
forward to being
So
able to
in the
have
demo, you get a
live
few bookmarks,
commentary.
which I think
Because
that's where it's kind of.
I think hearing how I'm
interacting
interacting
with
with
customers
use
live
books,
is a lot better than me
which is
doing
an
a
interesting
voiceover. But
concept.
we're doing some
Each
experiments.
books kind of operates kind of like
Then
opening packs.
Rising
You open
2
the box
is
of
my
each
experiment
book,
with no
and
commentary.
you'll get a chance for like
There's no commentary whatsoever
or
on any of the episodes. I don't plan on adding
I want
commentary.
basically the diary of
behind
Tom
the
Riddle.
these things stuff. And
Those
more legendary books, you get a pedestal.
here
You put the book
I'm
on the pedestal, and it gives you
practicing
like
with voiceover. I have a couple other episodes recorded of
interesting.
other similars. I tried a whole bunch of
It kind
different
of
things.
really requires having
So
employees right off the bat.
this is what I'm doing.
Because you're
I
these people.
hope it goes well. I hope you guys are enjoy
so
all of
quickly in
it.
that game. It's almost silly.
I think this day in particular,
But that was one I
that was
like, man, it would be kind of fun to see how
day
this
further
down the line of this magical world of books.
So I did name each day. Day one
was one I tried.
Day two was may have excellent
Not
scores,
hated unit
attention,
simulator.
restock.
That one got kind of boring really quickly. At least
Day three we get base
rare.
and day four we got
I don't know.
stuff to desync.
I don't even think I necessarily even finished out the demo.
So
I so
what
bored
I'm
so quickly.
highlighting this
Ultimately,
ultimately
it's a compilation. I don't quite know yet. We'll see. But
that
like
one
I said, kind of goes how you think it was. I grow more confident and get tips from people on what I could be doing better. I'm hoping ultimately find out the story will make this a more enjoyable experience for all, including myself.
Treasure,
And
and you
if
start
I
out kind
ever
of weak
am
where
getting my family to help
you're
voice
scanning
over
tools
stuff
that's
with me,
only scans
that
so
is
many things
enjoyable
and
to
you
do
fix the
as
tool
well.
only fix it sometimes.
Stuff like that. It's just
It does kind of look
I
like
see
we're
where the
getting
game.
towards
I saw
the
where
end
the
of
game
this
was
episode.
pretty early on, and I want to thank you if you are one of the people who watch from front to back, or if you just put it on for background noise. One that my
Or if
wife
you're
and I
just here,
is the as an initial
Power Wash
supporter.
Simulator
Maybe you're
one,
someone
the
who I already
sequel
know.
specifically, because
Before I started this
that
channel,
one
just
did
here to support me. I'm here to thank you for all that.
But I remember
That it
trying
really means
the
a lot
first
to me.
one,
Any
and
amount of support
I
I
found it
get,
kind of
I
boring. But
would
there was
not hate
a
anyone in
car
the
wash
before.
thing in the gas station
If
similar
you
to that.
have with the same opinions on how I can
I kind of
make
enjoyed that. I kind of
better,
also still found it frustrating.
that's great. If you have,
I did the
how I
digging
can make
hole
my
one.
store better.
That's also great. There was a leave
I'm
it
currently
alone,
clearing
which was
this
you raking leaves
12,
and
21, or
stuff.
25.
That one,
I will
and the digging
probably
the hole
do
one is
another
almost like the
recording
same
here in a couple days. I plan on
plot
going
stuff
back and forth
between this and Dead Rising
same
until
cycle,
the
if you
Dead
will,
Rising series is over with, and then
where
we'll see where it goes from there.
you're doing this thing, you're doing the end game. It's like this
Thank
silly
you for any amount of
end
support.
game.
If you could
Taking the whole
do all the
spoiler
trainer
alert.
stuff, like comment and subscribe, that'd be great.
Is
Like I said,
you're
I'm really
going,
hoping
you're trying to find treasure,
this gets off the ground and I can become
and I don't know what I'm
kind of
doing
a
here. I
trusted
think I got distracted.
content creator. I am
I
very much open to suggestions of
if
how
I'm
I
being
can
honest.
achieve that goal.
But like if you're thinking for treasure, not this particular
But
treasure. Here we are, opening the last pack of the night for
and
day
once
4.
you basically
Get
you
you're down
guys
there with
have
mole people or mole monsters, and you find the
awesome
treasure. Day,
but
awesome
then
weekend.
you
If
end up
you are watching this
being
before the holidays, Christmas or whatever, I hope it goes well for you. So leave it alone. Thank you again, and you just have ultimately trying to open the secret entrance to this vent. And once you're down there, you find out that you're just a science experiment for squirrels. Kind of on the sillier end of things, kind of whatever at this point, right?
I am really sorry about this. I don't know what I was doing. I will learn how to edit out these things. I think this uh software I'm using would allow me to do that. I will do that for sure in the next episode. I'm really sorry about this. I didn't realize I had done this for this long. And there we go. I'm so sorry about that. Um, so I'm open to suggestions for that. I'm open to suggestions for games. Um, I plan on trying to get the thing that allows me to uh record consoles really early on in my channel. That way, I can do some of these older games I have on the computer. I have on the Xbox, and they run on the Xbox just fine. Like the Fable game, for example. So that's something I really want to do for the channel. Is the Fable series. I think it's such an underrated series that I think if it just got more love, it would it would blossom very much so. Because it has some parts of it that are just not necessarily appropriate for kids, but it's done in a way that I wouldn't have to like cover my kid's eyes. I might have to explain some things because like there is sex in the game, but you don't actually see it. It's just heavily implied, and there are condoms involved, and all the consequences of wearing or not wearing condoms are also involved. But it's done in such a weird way where it's not offensive. I remember playing this game around my kid at a very young age, and it was just a whatever. And it has the combat. It has all these like more adult themes to it, but it's done in such a way that it's just so whatever that I'm going to put that in my more kid friendly. Even though I think the game is either rated T or M, but it's one of those where I don't fully understand why it's T or M. Besides simply just having these more adult themes in it. But yeah, I very much look forward to doing that for the show. I look forward to doing all these different workshops on a show to where even I can be like, oh, this is what it looked like in the beginning. And this is all the struggles I made it to make it to the end and all that fun jazz. Um, because it is these things these are a comfort food for me where I could probably do these and I have do these games all day and not really get very bored of it because it's just to me it's so relaxing. These are a cozy game for me. I also plan on doing. I've tried to put a lot of thought into this. I want to do Dreamlight Valley for the show, and full disclosure, that game is sometimes hard for me to do without cheating because at least at the beginning of the game, it's so slow, and you want those characters that you love and adore just right off the bat instead of the ones that they give you. Because spoiler alert, I don't really care for the characters that you get at the beginning of the game. Save for I'm a huge Mickey Mouse fan. Um, I am not comfortable with. I'm very self conscious of doing. Oh boy, his voice on here, but I did it anyway. I also have a joke I like telling that revolves around Mickey Mouse. That's not super kid friendly. Um, but doing stuff like that, I'm so scared because I've heard such horror stories from Disney and how they handle people doing their products in a public thing. So I don't want to have them cancel me. You know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to this channel. I'm hoping it blossoms. I'm hoping it becomes a thing. I hope I can not only get confident with myself that I don't feel like I'm rambling. I hope I can be entertaining and have fun with you guys. I'm looking forward to being able to have live commentary because I think that's where it's key. I think hearing how I'm interacting with the customers live is a lot better than me doing a voiceover. But we're doing some experiments. Dead Rising 2 is my experiment with no commentary. There's no commentary whatsoever on any of the episodes. I don't plan on adding commentary like I'm buying the Desync stuff. Um, Here I'm practicing with voiceover. I have a couple other episodes recorded of other similars. I tried a whole bunch of different things. So this is what I'm doing. I hope it goes well. I hope you guys enjoy all of it. Um, I think this day in particular. I think this is the episode that was technically considered day 4.5. No, um, so I did name each day. Day one is just day one. Day two was may have accidentally not paid attention uh to stock. Oops. Um, day three we get base rares, and day four we got stuff to de-stink. Um, so that's I what I'm titling this ultimately is a compilation. I don't quite know yet. We'll see. Like I said, hoping as I grow more confident and get tips from people on what I could be doing better, I'm hoping ultimately will make this a more enjoyable experience for all, including myself. And if I ever condemn any of my family to help voice over stuff with me, that it's enjoyable for them as well. Um, it does kind of look like we're getting towards the end of this episode. I want to thank you if you are one of the people who watch from front to back, or if you just put it on for background noise, or if you're just here um, as an initial supporter. Maybe you're someone who I already know before I started this channel, and you're just here to support me. I'm here to thank you for all that. That it really means a lot to me. Any amount of support I get, I could not thank anyone enough for. Um, if you have opinions of how I can make the content a little bit better, that's that's great. If you have opinions of how I can be run my store better, that's also great. Um, I'm currently recording this 12, 21, or 25. I will probably do another recording here in a couple days. I plan on going back and forth between this and Dead Rising until the Dead Rising series is over with, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Um, again, thank you for any amount of support. If you could do all the standard stuff like comment and subscribe, that'd be great. Like I said, I'm really hoping this gets off the ground and I can become kind of a trusted content creator. I am very much open to suggestions of how I could achieve that goal. If But here we are, opening the last pack of the night for day 4. You guys have a awesome day, awesome weekend. If you are watching this before the holidays, Christmas, or whatever, I hope it goes well for you. Thank you again, and just have a good day, guys. Thank you.